It's official, folks. Nathan Stanley has officially been named the starter Week 1 versus Wyoming. Players lean towards newly named starter Nate Stanley, saying he has an absolute cannon of an arm. Devontae Young got a taste of this cannon over the summer. Young made a cutback move, not paying as close attention to as he should have. Stanley fired it and caught Young in the face mask and dented it. That's fucking crazy. He fucking dented his face mask, and that shit is like made to prevent you from getting concussions and stuff. Matt Vandenberg agrees with Young. Stanley says he is nervous for his first college start, but if you're not nervous for any game, really, then you've lost that spark, says James Butler, getting his first start in a stadium where 80,000 fans will be cheering his name. And I'm very excited to watch James Butler in his first college game where he's going to have a crap load of people watching him, which is very awesome. If that was me, I would cry because that's awesome. If I was quarterback and got the first start with only 9 attempts on the pass and 60-some yards, I would be nervous, especially if I was going up against a QB with over 3,000 yards and 300-some passing attempts. And that is exactly what Josh Allen has. Not exactly. I summed up some stuff because I didn't want to read it all out. Josie Jewell likes Nate's leadership skills. The Outlaw says Stanley is a tough guy and says Stanley is all about business. Jewell says Nate can be quiet, but he's nothing short of a competitor and can be loud if he wants to be when he needs to be. He has a good understanding of the offense and will have the team ready to go, says Jewell for Wyoming. Ken O'Keefe has been working with Nate on his footwork over the summer and through the fall camps. The only wide receiver, folks, with a catch on the roster is Matt Vandenberg. Now, I say wide receivers because I know Noah Fant has a catch and Akram Wadley has a couple catches. The only other two who had a chance was like Adrian Falconer and Devontae Young last season. Hopefully Nate will have this team ready to go against Wyoming for Week 1. Now we move on to some big issues, or I guess just some news around the Big Ten Conference. Number 9 Wisconsin loses another linebacker with loss of sophomore Zach Bond behind starters Garrett Dooley and Leon Jacobs. Bond was expected to be a key contributor in Wisconsin's defense, but he is gone for the season, along with Jack Kosicki, who is out with a knee injury for the season. Northwestern names Godwin Igabuk, Justin Jackson, Tyler Lancaster, and Clayton Thorson team captains, which those guys, except for Godwin, I don't know who that is. I think it might be their tight end or something. But, I've heard of like Justin Jackson, Tyler Lancaster, and Clayton Thorson, and those guys, they deserve it. PJ Flex is convinced he can get Minnesota rowing the boat this season and get something started with that Minnesota team. But I ask you a question before we leave. Is PJ Fleck for real? Can he get Minnesota going, especially with a big question for the QBs? I want to thank you all so much for watching. Answer my question down in the comments below if you feel like it. Just remember, can PJ Fleck really get the boat rowing with Minnesota? I want to thank you all so much for watching. My name is Jarchi, and I hope you enjoy the game today. Goodbye.